Welcome to the Offer, the Consciousness Transforming Podcast for exceptional 21st century living. Folks, Lisa Barnett is back with us, and she's one of my favorite people on the planet. She's been on throughout the years, and she's going to talk to us today about the Akashic Record and her new book, Your Soul Has a Plan, Awaken Your Life Purpose Through Your Akashic Records. She's very knowledgeable in this subject, as you will see, and she's got a couple of gifts for us. Okay, so these free gifts will be absolutely wonderful, and she's offering a training, and all of the information will be up on the show notes. Now, the information shared on Get Over It uses intuitive and pragmatic insight to help you shift your consciousness, to break through blocks and release energy that is no longer needed. Yes, we're going to help you let go of the BS that's been holding you back. But you know, I always ask that question, are you truly ready to? And by the way, folks, BS is belief system. A bit about me for my new listeners: intuitive since birth. I'm a third generation intuitive with over 3 decades of experience supporting people to break through the blocks along their path. I'm a strategist for personal and professional transformation, revealing cutting edge information that enables you to prosper and thrive. I spent 25 successful years in corporate America as an executive sales professional, and I'm the founder of Healing Visions Ministries and the Northern California Children's Education Network, a 501c3 nonprofit. I provide consultations and healings in all areas of life that heal the mind, body, spirit connection, allowing you to live your best life. However, my clients tell me that I keep it real while providing them with accurate information to assist them along their journey as a spirit living a human existence. But they also say, if you really don't want to know, don't ask Monique. My background includes a doctorate in metaphysics, Reiki master teacher, ordained minister, and clinical hypnotherapist. So whether you are stressed, depressed, or possessed, I can help. To find out more about me and the services I offer, go to my website, and that's MoniqueChapman.com. And I invite you to like me on Facebook and LinkedIn. Twitter went bye-bye, so don't look for me there. And if you like the podcast, please subscribe. Give a girl some stars. You know, everybody wins. My guest today, Lisa Barnett, is the founder of the Akashic Knowing School of Wisdom, where she has taught thousands of students worldwide to access personal soul wisdom and guidance to transform their life, working directly with their personal Akashic record. She is also the international best-selling author of Your Soul Has a Plan, Awaken Your Life Purpose Through Your Akashic Records, The Infinite Wisdom of Akashic Records, and From Questioning to Knowing, 73 Prayers to Transform Your Life. With more than 25 years of experience in spiritual healing, Lisa teaches these simple tools which empower individuals to find greater fulfillment, happiness, abundance, and health. Lisa helps you to align with your soul's path, understanding your soul's contracts, and complete your karma and vows. And you can check her out at her website, and that's akashicknowing.com, AKASHICKNOWING.com. Welcome back, my favorite lady, Lisa.
Oh, thank you, Monique. It is a pleasure to be back here with you.
Happy to have you back. Absolutely, positively love the book. I mean, you've worked with the Akashic Records for so long and you're so knowledgeable. Why this book at this particular time?
Well, honestly, I really follow my soul guidance from the Akashic Records. And so I do what the Akashic Record Keepers ask me to do. So they said it's time to write another book, right? Being my third book. And I always say, okay, what are we writing about this? And they said, we want to explain to people that your soul actually made a plan before decided to take a body. And that plan is filled, we sometimes refer to as karmic patterns. And we could, of course, talk more about all of that. So they said, it's time. So many people are waking up now at this really profound time in history. And this is a great time to share this sort of information and wisdom with humanity so that people realize that we are of choice. We came in with a plan. We are not victims. We really can do things differently to transform our lives. So all that said, I'm just really excited to get a chance to share this with you and your listeners.
Well, great. You said we all come in with a plan. So, recently in the news, there's been a lot of young people who have taken their own lives for whatever reason. Was that part of their plan?
It often is. And so, I do a lot of Akashic Record readings and healings for clients. And you're right. I have had quite a few clients come to me and say that sometimes it's a sibling, or sometimes it's a child, sometimes it's a spouse. And people are so surprised because they say, I hardly even realized that there was anything wrong. But there's a couple things about our plan, which I think is interesting. Part of that is that we plan to do a lot of different things, right? We have gifts and talents that we want to share, and we have things we want to learn about. And then, of course, we come here, we have total amnesia. No one remembers that they have a plan. And so we're often just floundering around. So there are a couple of different things that happen with different souls. Again, we're very unique, and so we don't all do it the same. One soul may actually plan to come in for a short amount of time to do whatever their soul had planned, and then to leave. And that may include leaving through an illness or an accident or a suicide. And so we sometimes literally plan to come in for a short amount of time. And that may or may not have anything to do with the other people that they have soul contracts with.
Okay, so when you have a newborn baby that comes in and passes right back out, that could be a lesson for the baby and also for the parents?
It would more likely be serious. Well, there would be a contract with the parents that there is some lesson to be learned there. And often it's just about love and forgiving ourselves and staying in present time and being able to sometimes take that lesson and help other people with what we've learned from that experience. Mm-hmm. And the other interesting aspect with the baby is that sometimes newer souls come in to try out a body for a short amount of time, and they plan to come in for that very short amount of time. So it may be they come in and leave quickly again. In a variety of ways. And sometimes they are the baby that may be stillborn or even aborted. And so we actually come in with the idea, it's not as easy to run a body as we pretend it is, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes people who are new to the earth experience, you can be an ancient soul, but not come to earth a lot. And so also sometimes we come in with a variety of different types of handicaps, which allows us to kind of be in a body, but not have to do all of the work of running it. Sometimes we actually choose to be in a body where we're taken care of. So there are tremendous amounts of variance in what we choose and why we choose it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is there a primary reason why the soul comes to Earth School as opposed to going someplace else?
Yeah, absolutely. So the primary reason is because we love this physicality. I don't believe there's really any other plane or world that has this same sort of physicalness and sunsets and, experiences that we have in this physical form here.
Mhm.
And of course, we have all of the crazy emotions that we have. And so we don't get that also in other realms. And so learning and growing and experiencing love and pain and learning, really, it's very much about Earth School, is about the learning and the growth so that we go forward as wiser souls from all of this experience of unconditional love, even with the crazy conditions we have on this planet, and being able to be compassion and to hold a higher vibration and to often be the light and the love to help other people awaken. So,
Yeah.
It's a unique place that we get to come.
I know. And it's a great time to be here. I mean, with all of everything that's going on, we might consider positive energy and negative energy, whatever spin we decide to put on that. It's a great time to be here and make great strides, I think, for humankind.
Absolutely. I really think we're going to see huge changes really over even these next 7 years. So between now and 2030, I believe we will see huge transformation. And part of that is part of the technology that's coming in that I really believe is going to help to heal the planet, right? To clean the air, to clean the water, to do a lot of amazing things to actually revitalize the earth herself, as well as to grow plenty of food so that everyone is fed. And that's really part of the process that we're going to be going through over the next, I'm going to say 7 and probably even 50 years, really, is creating this kind of new earth, which is filled with pure equality for everyone, where we can really create this beautiful planet, this beautiful world, where everyone is fed and happy and loved and healthy, right? So changing our medical systems around so that people have greater physical health and energy. So lots for us to do over the next 50 years.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is. Now, right now, if you look around the world, there's places that are, literally fighting, like Sudan and over there in, oh my goodness, over where Russia invaded. It's escaping my mind right now. Those people, they actually came in to participate in this, you're saying, to help the world overall be a better place?
Yes, in general, absolutely. So we do say, I want to go in and help bring peace in the Middle East, say, or and so our choice may be the bigger choice of helping to bring peace to a place. And then again, we as unique and individuated souls make choices on how we want to do that, whether we want to be all, about the peace. Maybe we go into government to try and do it as an inside job. Maybe we are some of the rebels fighting against the government, right? We get to choose how we're going to do it. And, there are aspects of that where we say, yes, I am even willing to die for this cause. And we may be there in a bombing or killed in some different way, like is going on in Ukraine. And so we can make these choices in so many different kind of levels and ways to help humanity wake up and rally and realize, we cannot create heaven on earth if we are still fighting wars.
Right.
So our first step is to go from war to peace. Our first huge step has to be to realize that we can't be blowing up our neighbors anymore and doing this sort of thing. And, again, a lot of the wars end up being around, religion and right or wrong or good or bad. And in truth, that is not part of the reality. Everything is part of source energy. Everything is actually part of the light, no matter how it's showing up on our earth, right?
Right.
We truly are a variety, a million shades of gray, let's say. So yeah, it's our job to shift that paradigm and go to peace so that we can eventually move to awakening and creating this beautiful heaven on earth or new earth.
Okay. Now, let me ask this question because a lot of people get confused with this. Are soul contracts and our soul plan the same?
No, they are different. So your soul writes a plan, which is a general plan that includes contracts with other people. But the plan is bigger than just a soul contract, right? So we can write 30, 40, 50 soul contracts with different people to be in relationship. And many of them are support contracts. I want to support you and you want to support me. Right? Those kind of lovely contracts. Some of them have karma attached, which means that they are going to be challenging relationships because we want to learn something from it. It doesn't mean you're being punished. Karma is never about punishment. It is about learning and growth. So no matter how it looks, right? So like a good example is that many of the clients that I've worked with over the years, I'm going to say almost 70% of the clients that are light workers have come into really challenging families. And they may have had an abusive parent or a narcissistic parent or maybe a alcoholic parent, right? So there's been addiction or abuse or narcissism. So of course, my clients will say, why in heaven's name would I ever pick that? That seems insane to me, right? But the truth is that we choose that because we often say, oh, this person is from my soul family, and I want to go and be the love and the light and help them heal their addictive patterns or help them to overcome this kind of abuse pattern that they're stuck in. And the other thing with abuse that is very powerful is realize that so much of abuse comes down through the ancestral lineage, right? It's passed down from parent to child. And so 80% of the light workers I've worked with have come in to end abuse in their family lineage, right? So they stop it. They say, this abuse is going to stop here. I will not pass that down to my children if I have them. And so some of them do have children and are wonderful, loving, kind, caring parents. And some of them choose never to have children. They may say, I want to help to heal other people more in the world than have my own family. But basically, many, many light workers have come in to help to end this karmic pattern of abuse that has been going on for thousands and thousands of years. And so we actually choose these challenging lives because we're very powerful souls. And we understand when you're infinite that a life, even 100-year life, is very short out of infinity, right?
Yeah. And for those who are Bible-based, wasn't it what Methuselah, somebody lived like 900 years or something like that? Somebody lived a long time in the Bible. Might have been Abraham. I'm not Bible-based, folks.
Yes.
But even that's a short period of time, right?
In infinity. So it was interesting. I was doing some work in the Akashic Record. So your Akashic Record is the library of your soul's journey through all time, or in non-time space, continuum. And I was actually working with a lifetime that I lived 250,000 years, right?
Wow.
Like, can you wrap your brain around that? I know I can't, but as these huge beings of light, like in these big realms, we're pretty much infinite until we're like, okay, I think I want to do something different. I'm going to go take a body on a different planet like Earth, right?
Mhm.
So, 100 years or 1,000 years is short compared to 250,000 years. You're like, because it's no time space.
Yeah. Now, how do our past lives affect our life now? And how many past lives can we have, or is that also infinite?
So, great question. What I have found after probably doing 10,000 Akashic readings for people is that most of the people I read for have about 500 to 800 past lives here on Earth alone. Now,
Wow.
other realms gets a lot more infinite, but Earth alone must keep coming back again and again. And part of that is because we do have this amnesia. It's part of the game we play with ourselves here on Earth. And so we come in and we have a plan and we don't remember it. And so we stumble around in life. And sometimes life is short and sometimes it's long, but often we're like, oh, darn, I was going to work on that forgiveness aspect and I forgot. And so this mean old ornery person, and I think I'm going to go back and try that again and try and be more kind and caring and compassionate with people in my life. And so again, we do it again and again and again that way. And we also come because we can hold great light, and so we come to share that light and wisdom. We have been part of the ancient mystery schools and some of the beautiful divine wisdom temples throughout history, as well as, many of us have been spiritual leaders and teachers and inventors, and right, we've really done it all. Mm-hmm. So, the interest that I find is that when you write your soul plan, you say, gifts and talents do I want to bring back to the earth this lifetime? What have I done lives that would be valuable now? Mm-hmm. And so we look at it that way, say, okay, I have, for me, I'm always easy to use as my own example, right? I actually was told by the Akashic Record Keepers, right? So for people who are unfamiliar with the Akashic Records, you have your own Akashic library and your own record keepers or librarians that help you keep track of that huge library of you. So when we work in the Akashic Records and we speak to our Akashic Record Keepers or librarians, they help us get the information we're looking for. So when I was working in the records many, many years ago, my Akashic Record Keeper said to me, would you start an Akashic Record school? We would like you to help anchor the energy back on Earth and teach this information to humanity. And I was like, well, that's a pretty big task, right?
Yeah.
Really? Why me? And I say, because at that time I had like 3 toddlers. I don't know. Right. So my son was only 1.5 years old when our twins were born. So we literally had 3 babies under 2 years old. And so, even when they were toddlers, we had, 2 2-year-olds and a 3-year-old. It was always a little wild in my house, but it's somewhere around that time, the record keepers were like, hey, would you help us start a school and anchor this energy? And I said, why me? And they said, because you were in a lifetime, you were one of us. You were actually an Akashic Record Keeper. And so you can hear us, you can channel this energy, you can hold this vibration. So that's why we're asking you. And I thought, wow, that's crazy. Okay. So of course I asked more about it. But the fascinating thing to me was that we have often been these very big, ancient wise souls. And so we're tapping into that. So obviously I knew it was time before I embodied and I wrote my soul plan. I knew this was the right time to help re-anchor the Akashic Records on the earth for humanity. And so I plan to come back and be an Akashic Record teacher and start a school and write these books. And so I put all of that in my plan, as well as my children and, you know, all the other stuff we plan. We actually do have a reference and a background for it, our past lives.
Wow, we have so much to learn, so much to learn. But speaking of learning, you have gifted us with a gift for the folks that are listening to the show. Tell us more about it. It's absolutely positively free. And again, the link will be in the show notes. So tell us about that.
Yes, so it is a lovely journey into the Akashic Records. So if you are brand new to the Akashic Records, it's a lovely guided visualization where I actually take you into your own beautiful Akashic library. You get to meet your record keepers. There's a lovely garden behind your records, and we bathe in the river of forgiveness. We reclaim some of our past life gifts. It's a lovely, energetic, really heartwarming, because the Akash is part of source energy. It's pure love. And so it is filled with love and beautiful energy and high vibrational gifts that you can energetically reclaim. And so whether you've had a reading or you know, just would want to try out an experience of accessing the records, this is a beautiful meditation that you can do. And you can actually do it more than once, because your records are so very infinite in so many ways. And so it's lovely to go back and reclaim some more gifts and bathe in that river of forgiveness, because who doesn't need a little forgiveness, right?
We all do. We all do. Now, in addition to that, for the person who wants to go a bit further, you have a series of classes coming up pretty quick. Tell us about that.
I would love to. So as I mentioned, I am the founder of Akashic Knowing School of Wisdom. And so I love to teach online workshops so that people can connect all over the world. And my next Learn to Access Your Own Akashic Records workshop, which I call Course 1. It's the first step in the series of workshops I teach. So this is the prerequisite course. It's going to start online on June 17th. And what I do is it's going to be on the weekend. I haven't done any weekend workshops in a long time. And so it's going to be 2 weekends in June so that we can do it more quickly. I often have been teaching, you know, during the week, and then people say, oh, but I have a day job, so I can't show up. Anyway, so this is a weekend workshop. Of course, it's going to be on Zoom, so live. You get to ask questions. I teach you my 5-step wisdom prayer system. You have a 40+ page manual to download. There's lots of also free gifts, guided visualizations and meditations, and a 25% discount on a reading with me. So lots of bonuses in there. So click the link and check it out, even if you just want to see what's available. I do teach. I teach online usually about 3 times a year. So if this one doesn't fit, download my free gift, get on my email list, and then you'll hear about the next one, which will probably be live in September. So, and you
got a lot going on.
A lot going on. And also, I always like to let people know it is fully recorded with replays. So if you miss one, no problem. Watch the video, watch the replays. You can even do it if you're listening to this in July and you miss the class. You could actually go back and still, you know, take it and do it through the replays, which are, of course, every bit as powerful.
Okay. Now, when we go to your website, akashicknowing.com, besides the free information, besides the class information, what are we going to find there?
Well, a couple of different things. You will see all three of my books, of course, with links to get those on Amazon easily. You will also be able, if you're interested in working with me one-on-one in a private Akashic reading and healing session, you will find that under consultations on my website, as well as another free gift that gives you more information about my new book, Your Soul Has a Plan. So if you go to akashicknowing.com, more free gifts, information about consultations, all the information about all my books and upcoming courses. So lots to see there.
Mm-hmm. And folks, get her book, Your Soul Has a Plan, because it will help ground you into the energy of who you are. Okay. Yes, it's about the Akashic Records and all, but it helps you discover more of who you are, who you were, and possibly who you will be. So the book is a very exciting book. It's a very good book to give knowledge regarding the Akashic Records, one of the best ones out there. Lisa, our time has come and gone so quickly. What pearl of wisdom would you like to share with the audience today?
Oh, the record keepers want everyone to know that you are pure love, pure source energy, and light. And they want us to feel that in our heart center as we go out into the world, sharing your unique gifts and light that you truly are. So thank you for sharing the light that you are, Monique. And thank you, everyone, for being the light to help humanity awaken and create our new earth.
Well, Lisa, thank you. Always loved you from the beginning, and that love flows on through today. You're such a bright light here on the planet. And to the audience, thank you for joining us today. I know that you learned a lot about your Akashic Records, and if you got some time, which we all do, take a moment and do some exploring. My goodness, you might discover something new about yourself. And remember, folks, that the most important choice that you can make is what you choose to make important. Consider making the masterful choice of learning about your soul and that it has a plan. Abundant blessings, light, and love to all. Agape.